how does I mean, without I don't want you to obviously, but how does Click and Renegades work around Fresh? Because from my understanding, Fresh is still in Renegades.
Yeah,
Um,
so Click manage his I guess influencer side of things. So anything that's related to content, Fresh works with them and they look after anything esports, and let's just say Fresh wants esports competition, league, etc. That's where we manage it. So we work closely with Click just to make sure there's no we don't step on each other's toes. Um, so far, it's so good. I enjoy working with these guys; they're great, and they've got Fresh's interest in their mind, and you can see that success. And at the same time, if Fresh does decide to go back into competitive esports, we're there to support him. But in essence, it's just us just making sure that we cover all aspects of his career to make sure that he doesn't fall through. So right now he's heavily focused on content, being an influencer. So I don't have to do too much with him. I just check in to make sure he's okay. There's etc.
I mean, that's exactly why these guys call you their dad is because you're giving them a helping hand and you're kind of really guiding them through life and making them be successful men. Um,
Yeah, it's funny because they're young.
yeah,
Fresh is only 19, and the twins only turned like at 19, and Hershey's turning 19 and or so. So it's funny to see them.
yeah. I mean, that's awesome. And so like with Fresh, I watched his journey and I mean, I'm not sure if he's I'm not sure if he's bigger. I think he pulls higher averages than the Twins and stuff, but that's because he does collaborate with like the Click Crew a lot. And like you said, I think he's the difference between the Twins and Fresh is that he's grown by playing with the Click, whereas Twins had their own sort of um so sorry, I've got to take 2 steps back. Fresh, a lot of hit was pure skill and playing with these big streamers because these guys are like, wow, this guy's like nuts. He's a really really talented player. We got to play with him and start playing games and doing challenges and stuff. And because he's not edgy, but because he's a young, you know, boy, a young guy, he's gonna be in that sort of realm of being somewhat edgy and fun to play with. And the Twins, I think, like you said, mentioned is that they really, like you said, they got rated by big streamers and they kind of built their audience like just grow and grow, and they got a lot of help and like growth from outside audiences watching them. I mean, all the guys in Phase know who these guys are. Um, whereas Fresh, he kind of played with Click and got his own audience, and he boosted, man. Like he really really skyrocketed in terms of growth. Um, very fast. It was really, really crazy to see how like his first stream was like pulling 600 average viewers, and then 3 months before he started streaming, you're looking at the Twins pulling in 400, and that's when they were really big on the platform. In
Yeah,
terms of the east, in terms of Fortnite.
yeah. I think it's funny because I remember when Fresh first tried streaming. This is before I guess him joining Renegades, and he would be averaging about 20 to 40 viewers. And that was only purely because either he had destroyed squad, then they found, they got destroyed by Fresh, and then come and look at him online. They realized he's online, and they started to watch him. And even then, his internet was crap, like because of his upload speeds. And so you're trying to watch this insane kid play on Twitch on a 360p, and you can barely see anything. If he stops moving, the quality is good, but when he starts moving, it becomes like watching, a pixelated stream.
And it drop out
But
as well, quite
yeah,
often.
yeah, and this was before he had his dedicated dongle to stream as well, which was again that was 540p, and that was wasn't that great. But like from there, I just think that he was going to be big regardless of him joining Click or him joining
Yeah,
Renegades. It was
exactly.
just
Yep.
more the journey may have been slower, but he was going to end up this big anyway. So I just think that um, where he's at now is just insane. When you look at his trajectory, it literally just blows up from the end of last year, early this year. You could sort of compare it to a ninja-like growth. I'm not saying he's going to have ninja-like numbers, but that growth in Australia alone is. I haven't.
He's caught up to loser fruit, man.
Yeah, I just can't see anyone, especially in the Fortnite industry in this region, having an insane growth. So I just think he's an outlier, and he was always going to be that. Just
It's
given the way he plays, it's just insane.
yeah, I think it's kind of not, I wouldn't say necessarily mirrors Tfue in a way, but his growth was there. Tfue's like Turner's growth was going to be like inevitable, but I think joining Click, being a part of Renegades, gave that boost that kind of puts him on the spotlight now. Um, and yeah, I'm so happy for him, and I'm so happy for the boys. And a lot of all the successful people that are doing really well in this like this thing. Because I say this now because you can go, well, mum, dad, screw you. I can make something off of esports, and I'm not saying that everyone has to. But if you're very talented and you're making money on the weekend playing video games, how can you like turn that down and say that's silly? You know, I mean, give it 3 years ago, that there was a myth.